Have you ever faced a situation so tough, you thought you couldn't get through it? What if I told you that the power to overcome and thrive lies within your grasp, taught by a philosopher who lived nearly 2 millennia ago? Welcome to our deep dive into the Stoic wisdom of Epictetus. Today, you'll learn how to harness your inner strength with 6 powerful lessons that will transform challenges into victories. Stay tuned till the end for a practical guide to apply these lessons daily. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, emphasizes resilience, virtue, and control over one's emotions. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-influential philosopher, embodies Stoicism. Despite his early life hardships, Epictetus's teachings have inspired millions to embrace adversity as a path to personal growth, but how can his lessons be relevant today? Let's find out. Lesson 1: Control what you can. Central to Stoicism, a philosophy developed during the tumultuous Hellenistic period, is a powerful principle that could significantly influence our lives. This principle, championed by Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born a slave, asserts that true freedom is derived not from our external circumstances, but from how we control our internal state. Epictetus famously taught, some things are in our control and others are not. He urged his students to concentrate solely on what they could influence essentially, their actions and decisions. Whether the decisions are minor or major, Stoicism mandates that we recognize these as within our control, urging us to act intentionally and virtuously. According to Epictetus, the distress we often feel stems from incorrect beliefs and judgments. By critically examining and adjusting our thoughts, we can achieve tranquility. He emphasized that changing our perspective can transform our interaction with the world. Epictetus also highlighted the futility of trying to control the actions of others. People act according to their own values, beliefs, and experiences, and attempting to influence these external actions is a sure path to dissatisfaction. We can integrate this lesson into our everyday routines by practicing discernment. Each morning, remind yourself of the distinction between what you can control and what you cannot. This practice helps to fortify our focus on what genuinely matters, directing our energies towards areas where we can make a real impact. By adopting this mindset, we equip ourselves to lead more fulfilled and less stressful lives. Lesson 2: It's not what happens, it's how you react. Epictetus imparted a profound insight that remains relevant today. The true essence of good or bad does not reside in the events themselves, but rather in how we choose to perceive and respond to them. This timeless wisdom underscores the importance of cultivating a neutral stance towards the events of our lives, freeing ourselves from the grip of unnecessary suffering. Understanding Epictetus's perspective. Epictetus invites us to reconsider our habitual reactions to life's events. Rather than instinctively labeling events as positive or negative, he encourages us to adopt a more nuanced perspective. According to Epictetus, events themselves are inherently neutral. It is our interpretations and judgments that assign them value. Central to Epictetus's teachings is the notion of Stoic resilience, the ability to maintain inner tranquility and equanimity regardless of external circumstances. By training ourselves to perceive events with objectivity and detachment, we gain the power to respond with clarity and composure. In practical terms, this means pausing to examine our initial reactions to events, questioning the validity of our perceptions, and choosing deliberate, reasoned responses over knee-jerk reactions driven by emotion. It means recognizing that while we may not always have control over external circumstances, we always retain control over our own attitudes and actions. Lesson 3: Embrace adversity as a teacher. Epictetus transformed personal misfortune into a source of powerful teachings. He believed that adversity is not merely an obstacle to overcome, but a pivotal educator in the school of life. He taught that each challenge we encounter is imbued with lessons essential for our growth and refinement of character. According to Epictetus, the true test of a person's virtues such as patience, resilience, and humility is not during times of comfort and convenience, but rather in the throes of challenge and adversity. These moments demand the active practice of virtues, not just as theoretical concepts but as living actions. By confronting difficulties with a steadfast spirit, we not only endure but also evolve. Epictetus encouraged his followers to reframe their perception of adversity. Instead of viewing challenges as impediments, we can see them as opportunities to strengthen our virtues and deepen our understanding of life. This shift in perspective transforms our experience of hardship, turning it from a source of suffering into a catalyst for personal advancement and inner peace. Embracing this lesson means approaching each difficult situation with the question, what can this teach me? By doing so, we open ourselves to the possibility of growth that adversity offers. Whether it's a minor annoyance or a significant life crisis, each challenge provides a chance to practice and solidify our virtues, pushing us towards becoming the best version of ourselves. Lesson 4: Work on yourself daily. Epictetus passionately advocated for daily self-improvement. He believed that the pursuit of a virtuous life requires consistent effort and conscious practice. For Epictetus, this meant engaging regularly in activities that refine the mind, fortify the body, and enrich the spirit. According to Epictetus, self-improvement is not an occasional endeavor but a daily commitment. Each day offers new opportunities to learn and grow, and by making the most of these opportunities, we continually evolve toward our best selves. Epictetus taught that virtues like wisdom, courage, and self-control are developed through the repetition of good practices, just as a musician masters an instrument through persistent practice. Epictetus placed a strong emphasis on the role of reflection and learning in personal growth. He encouraged his students to engage in philosophical study and self-reflection to deepen their understanding and improve their reasoning abilities. Reading, writing, and thoughtful discussion are ways to challenge and expand the mind daily. While the Stoics are often more focused on mental virtues, physical well-being was also seen as essential for maintaining the discipline and stamina required for philosophical pursuits. Daily exercise and proper care of the body support overall health and enable us to engage more fully in our activities. Lesson 5: Learn to be content. Epictetus articulated a profound and counterintuitive truth about the nature of contentment. He taught that true satisfaction and peace do not spring from the external milestones of success or the accumulation of possessions. Instead, contentment arises from a deep, internal state of tranquility, a state achieved not through having more, but through desiring less. Epictetus's teachings revolve around the idea that our desires and expectations often set us up for disappointment and distress. By setting our happiness on external conditions, whether it's achieving a certain status, acquiring wealth, or even dependent on relationships, we make our inner peace contingent on circumstances, often beyond our control. Epictetus encouraged his followers to scrutinize their desires critically. By simplifying our desires and focusing on what is truly essential, we reduce the turmoil of unsatisfied cravings and the inevitable discontent that follows. This doesn't mean abandoning ambition or pleasure, but prioritizing desires that align with our deeper values. Lesson 6: Surround yourself with good people. In the teachings of Epictetus, a core tenet of personal development is the choice of our companions. The Stoic philosopher emphasized the profound impact that our social environment has on our behavior and ethical formation. According to Epictetus, we are significantly shaped by the company we keep, hence the importance of choosing friends and associates who reflect the virtues we aspire to embody. Epictetus understood that humans are inherently social creatures, and our thoughts, behaviors, and habits are heavily influenced by those around us. He advised that just as a person who walks in the wet grass unwittingly gets their feet wet, so too do we pick up the habits and attitudes of those we frequently interact with. This can work to our advantage if we consciously choose to associate with people who embody positive virtues. These lessons from Epictetus aren't just philosophical ideals, they are practical tools that can lead to profound personal change. Which lesson spoke to you the most? Dive into the comments to share your thoughts and experiences. For more insights on applying ancient wisdom to modern life, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Embrace the journey to master your mental resilience. Until next time, keep reflecting and growing.